That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch!
Literally, we was watching a hanging. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you should be able to tap out of that, or that maybe not.
I mean, I would tap
It
out
was
of
a
that.
hanging. Nigga bleeding crazy, being hung. Like, you know who never
Hey,
tapped
yo.
out? You know who never tapped out?
Now I
Oh,
gotta cut that
gosh.
out. 30 seconds in. Look what
Oh
you
my
doing.
God! We was recording? Oh shit! Definitely cut that out, sir.
Yeah, that 30
You,
seconds. Let me just
you definitely
timestamp.
gotta clip that for the Discord though. Definitely cut that out. Holy shit! That's crazy. Good times.
SGG's on that one.
Good podcast.
Welcome back to
Oh,
the MVP's Lounge, y'all. Wipe your feet on the way in. Grab a drink, grab a snack. All right, we you know what the business is. AEW Dynamite review. Let's just hear from Swerve right quick.
Yeah, I did do that. What you gonna do about it, bitch?
All right, Swerve and Osprey. I said Swerve and Osprey. Swerve and Okada.
yeah,
That's our next direction. How you feel about that?
I like it. I'm just happy that I didn't want Swerve and what's the name to become like some weird tag team. I think they was too good to do that. They just kind of did
I
their
think that was a
shit, did what
one-time
they had to
thing.
do.
I thought that was going to be a
Yeah,
one-time thing anyway.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm happy it is one. That's gonna be cool though. That's gonna be cool. And he holding all the belts. That's crazy. I fucks with it.
Yeah, I guess they
Uh,
were right. They're going to have him keep all three belts. So,
yeah.
guess that's what we're doing.
Well, here's the biggest thing. I mean, that is the big moment. Swerve and Okada. That's gonna be really cool. Um, I don't know when they're gonna do it. If they do it immediately, cool. If they don't, cool. But I know one thing. They setting up. When is that pay per view? When is the Forbidden Door?
August 24th.
Yeah, August 24th. So we got a lot, and all you have to do defenses and stuff just on regular
I mean, yeah,
TV.
you can easily build that for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I think niggas be forgetting that. So no, I like it. I like it. It'll be a great matchup for the pay per view.
I like that AEW does this. They have matches for money and shit. Like, that's cool to me.
Facts. Niggas be broke. They need some money. Can I get a bonus? Yeah, have this match.
Even
Fuck it.
if they ain't broke, shit, the fact that sometimes it ain't about a title. Sometimes it's about like, hey, let's get this bread.
Yeah. Like, yo, I got a car payment on this. I kind of need some extra money. All right, cool. I got you, G. Have this match right here. Get this 100K off. You know, I'm a fan. You know,
I mean, it's
I like this Queen Aminata girl. I like her. I don't know if she's good at wrestling, but I like her presence. It's kind of cool. I like seeing her.
she's actually not bad. She's actually pretty good.
Yeah, she got a nice vibe. I think she's pretty good. Uh, I fucks with
That Beckley girl is pretty good too.
yeah, I like her team. The white girls. Gonna be nice.
I personally feel like they should be giving Chris Statlander a very, very big push.
I think they had it that way.
It
Yeah,
looks that
Tony
way.
Tony Khan like to move slow as fuck though.
You do.
You know, by Forbidden Door, what? But till then, be chilling.
He been in his bag lately. One of the only things I wish he would change. I wish they would change the name of that pay per view.
Forbidden Door is a nasty name. That's
Not only is it, not only is it a nasty name, the whole connotation of Forbidden Door is basically it's some shit that was basically in alludes to WWE and the whole Forbidden Door, aka not dealing with other promotions. Your AEW, you don't have that. You don't have those type of self self imposed sanctions. So why are you calling it Forbidden Door? It's not a Forbidden Door for you. Your
well, the
talent works
problem.
directly with other promotions.
Well, yeah, that's true too. That's actually a good point. It's literally the door is always open.
The door is always open.
But the problem is also Forbidden Door was cool when there was actually people on these other shows, but now it's like, New Japan, they pretty much inherited New Japan's entire roster and brought them to AEW. So it's like
Exactly.
you kind of there's no one from New Japan that really matters, at least to me. So nobody. I can't think of nobody really.
Check, check, check.
And then I
Exactly.
mean, if you check their roster, like you check New Japan's roster, dude, like Mercedes is on there, and Jon Moxley's on there.
Am I
So
And
good?
it's not even a forbidden door. Yeah, you good. It's not, can't be
like
how's a forbidden
Yeah, but
door.
no, what you're saying is right. It's not
How's you?
Forbidden
your
Door with everybody over here.
your two main champions are literally on their roster. Not only is it a forbidden door, there is no door.
Yeah.
It's a doorway. It's just
It's
an
a forbidden
arch.
curtain.
it's,
It's a curtain.
it's a hallway.
It's a hall.
Like, oh, he's just down the hall. Oh, okay, cool. And now it's like Forbidden Door. It's like at this point, I mean, they might as well just change the name. But if they are gonna have that, man, work with WWE then. Work with TNA. Like it should just be everything. But
Yeah. Now
TNA,
that's
So
forbidden.
they used to have to deal with TNA,
they did
but
TNA bogus though.
I guess
They
they
was
did.
doing TNA
They did, but they're not.
bogus the whole time.
But to be fair though, hey, look, they had their champions show up on their shows, so
No, they did, but
Yeah,
they
to
found every
squash
reason to
everybody.
talk shit. They talk shit about them all the time, and like that shit was funny.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about their relationship. Both companies, both of the AEW and WWE's relationship with TNA. WWE's relationship ain't any better for real. For real, they just using it as a second NXT. If we're being honest,
That's true.
because
it is. That's true.
basically
That's true.
they literally send an NXT people to TNA. They'll pull some to NXT, and then if they quote unquote release them from WWE, they sign these same people to TNA.
Yeah, you ain't
Half of
wrong.
TNA's roster were
And
former,
most of
and I'm putting this in quotations. Half of WWE's roster are former, or not WWE, but half of TNA's roster are former WWE wrestlers. Like Nick Nemeth was their champion recently. Dolph Ziggler.
What a name.
He definitely should be going by Dolph Ziggler. It's better than Nick Nemeth. His name's awful, and
Especially
that's his
when
real.
you partnering with the niggas who gave you the name. Get my nigga's name back, twin.
Right.
Yeah, man. Dude, tell me why I got a cut on my face.
But speaking back to the women's match for the
What?
you got to cut where?
I got a cut on. I had cut my face with a razor blade. It's trash. I look kind of cool though, but this shit trash. I was like shaving with with the little with the blade, and like I was daydreaming, And you know how you ever daydream and you just like kind of like move, like you just kind of move real quick and just like realize that you were doing some shit. That's what I
Got you,
did. I
buddy.
was like, I
Yeah.
was just shaving and I just was daydreaming and I just like kind of woke up and I like moved my face really fast and I ended up cutting it. I was like, this shit weak. I got like this long cut on
So
my
you
face.
That
use
It's
a
man,
crazy.
straight razor and shaving
that man was
cream
over
type
there.
shit?
It was the razor blades, like the actual like the ones like from Purple Rain, not Purple Rain, Color Purple.
Yeah, straight razor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
That
I was
shit cut the
always
shit out of my
told,
face.
and I was always told and taught growing up, black men were never supposed to use those.
Like I'm raw. So
Uh, there you go.
That man was over there daydreaming about the fall of
1140, by the
Christian
way.
Cage. Nick Wayne killed that nigga.
shout out to my nigga Nick
1140, by the
Wayne,
way.
man.
Oh, 1140? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, brother, you should have been there
I
for the
got a lot
first
to cut
30
out.
seconds. You should have been there for the first 30 seconds, brother. That was crazy.
Oh, let me pan over to typing over. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. This is gonna be a little unorganized because StreamYard want to act dumb, so I gotta maneuver things around very
Yes, StreamYard.
very poorly. But yeah, StreamYard acting real dumb. But we're gonna get to Nick Wayne
That's my nigga Nick Wayne, bro.
and Mama Wayne
Yeah.
and Kip Sabian. Yes, the new not patriarchy but matriarchy.
Oh Lord. Shout out to that. That is disgusting. That is
Yeah,
disgusting. But I fucks with Nick
Yo,
Wayne though. That's my guy.
shout out. I don't give a fuck about Nick Wayne, but shout out to his mama, though. God damn. Goodness
it
gracious.
looks like Nick Wayne needs a new father.
Ah, Frank, step in.
I'm tapping in.
What if it's Jack Berry?
You stepping up?
Yeah, I'm gonna step up to the plate.
That'd be wild.
Yo, you know what'd be great? Now he gotta attack people mamas. Like
That's
just
That's
talk
crazy,
funny.
yo.
he started talking shit about everybody's mama. That'd be great.
If that was
How's your
WWE,
mom?
they'll put him with
How's your mom,
they'll
yo?
they'll put him with Swerve so he can get off some of your mama jokes.
That'd be crazy. They might actually do that with Ricochet. Ricochet look like he'll do all that bullshit.
The Cooney.
Would you add anybody to Nick Wayne's group?
Nah,
Yeah,
honestly,
me.
let Nick Wayne just cook with his mama. I would give him a mama's boy gimmick. That'd be great. Like
That actually would work. That
do
would actually work.
basically do what Dom is doing, except instead of it being his girlfriend, it's his mama.
It's
Which would
yeah,
make a
his
little
mommy
more
is
sense for the heel work.
his mommy is his actual mother.
Exactly. Like do the same thing, Dom and Rhea, except it's Nick Wayne and his actual mother.
And as far as the matches is concerned, anytime he about to lose, I need her to be interfering when on some Maurice when she used to interfere in Miz matches when she was
Right.
last in the company.
Yeah, like yeah, I agree. And like getting it like hiding behind his mom on some shit. I said like he should take the TNT title off Dustin. That would be a great start to his heel run.
Yeah, it would.
Because Dustin definitely is in that spot to get his ass kicked or screwed over by some young person.
Yep.
So and people like him, people like Dustin Rhodes, like Gold Dust and all that. I like him too. But
He got a
you
good
know,
reaction for winning that belt.
Yeah, like people was really
He
happy
did.
for him and excited for him that he was able to do that at this age, and he was like crying at the on the podium and shit. So like this would be a good way to screw like a heel to screw him over and really get some
Great way to
heat.
get
So
good little heat.
yeah,
So
retire.
Screwing
yeah,
over
you
a
know, go
Maybe
ahead and
beloved.
Nick Wayne
retire and send him
retires
on his
Gold
way.
Dust,
There you go.
but niggas saying it might be Sammy Guevara though. I hope not.
Nah, I think you can do Sammy Guevara against Nick Wayne. I'd rather you do that. Um,
Yeah,
but you can do that after Dustin gets retired.
You use Sammy to eventually avenge Dustin.
that would be better
There you go.
because I
There
don't
you
think
go.
Sammy that I never liked Sammy Guevara for real.
His character work needs a lot of work, but in the ring, I like him. He's good.
Remember he used to do
He's
the
one of those people
cards.
that I think should have stayed with Jericho to work on more of his character stuff. But I think all that like
He was great with Jericho.
TV stuff he had, TV
He
problems he
was
had going on
great
with
with
his wife.
Jericho.
Yeah, him and Jericho together was always great. But you
Yo,
know,
shout out to Nick Wayne mom for looking like that, because white women typically don't age that well. White people in general don't typically age that well. For her, like looking at this lady, I wouldn't think that she had an adult son. Like she fine.
she kind of looked like Wiser a little bit.
Shouts out to Mama Wayne. Shut. All right. See, now he ruined it.
Like she was in WWE, they could pass her off for being Marie's older sister.
She was in WWE. She'll be teaming up with Vicky Guerrero, yelling "Excuse me," and she'll be yelling "Pardon me," and that'll be the gimmick.
Jesus Christ. It sounds so terrible, but it's
Yeah, she'd have the Karen
absolutely
gimmick.
100% they
It
would
is.
probably do.
She'd be that full Karen gimmick. Yeah, she'd have all that.
Man,
Her
Kudo would
gimmick
think
would
Kudo
definitely
would
be
love it.
Karen.
The funniest thing of the whole night was the Young Bucks, since they got their EVPs stripped from them, they pretty much downgraded. So now they Tron got downgraded to just a couple letters on the screen. The announcer guy don't call them by their full names no more. Their locker
I
room got
also like the fact
downgraded.
I also like the fact that since they're not the EVPs, they just basically showing them as broke now.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
So I'm like, so you saying you don't pay the wrestlers? Is it just like now that you're not an EVP, you broke? Like
yo,
Yo, if it
that's
was the
someone showed
Young
up
Bucks in a
in a
hundred
rental
K,
beat up
hundred
vehicle.
K match, yo, that would be funny. They should do that. They'd be like, "Hey, bro, I know y'all
I ain't gonna lie,
struggling on some money. It's a
Broke
match for
Bucks would be
five
a
hundred
fun
K."
thing to do.
What happened?
I said them being like the broke Bucks now would be a fun thing to do. Honestly, like them pitching the idea, like, hey, can
nah,
we do some of those
broke bucks.
500K matches?
Sounds too close to broke back. Uh, 1913. Cause yeah, no, butt broken is crazy. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this dude's
Hold on, let me jot
problem?
that one down. Hold on,
My bad.
let me jot. Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Especially not calling no two white men in a tag team. No.
Let's see, 30 seconds, 4 minutes. What was it on? 11 minutes and 13 seconds, and then we got 19. All right, yeah, Soul's on the road today. All right, well, we
Yo,
20 minutes
what
in.
if they
Jesus
basically
Christ.
Orange Cassidy for real?
Say what?
Yeah,
The Young Bucks was basically Orange Cassidy tonight.
As far as like this nothing major.
Nothing there. Just their name. No one really saying their name for real. They just going through the motions, getting shit out the way.
Orange
Hangman did start the
Cassidy.
show out with the promo. It was real. Now go ahead.
I was just saying, Orange Cassidy is like very polarizing. His it's just like people either love the guy or they hate him. It's like there's no in between. I personally love his gimmick. I think
I was
it's
at
different. I like shit like that in wrestling. Everything doesn't need to be serious. And I like the whole concept of how
yeah,
it's
I wasn't a
presented.
fan at first.
He's easy going until he turns the fuck up and has to, and then he can really go.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan at first, but it just I eventually grew to enjoy the gimmick, and then as you said, like once he gets in the matches and he has to turn up, hey, I'm always gonna bring it up. Like Zack Saber Jr. and him had a phenomenal match. Like
Yo, I was just about to say that him and Zack Saber Jr. had a phenomenal match. That shit was awesome. I enjoyed that whole pay per view was really good. The only match on that
hit and
card I think
miss.
I did like was Mox and Naito, and even then, it was just way slower paced than I was expecting it to be. Not exactly expecting it to be fast paced, but it was just way slower than I thought it would be.
Did Naito leave
But
New Japan?
I like the finish. Yeah, Naito left earlier this year. I think he retired. I don't know if he
Hmm.
retired, but he definitely left New Japan.
Oh, I wonder where he gonna go.
He ain't going to WWE. At least I genuinely hope not. Dear God.
Definitely don't. Definitely don't do that. Do not go over there unless you want to like end up like Shinsuke. But Hangman cut his promo, starting the show, thanking the people because they were giving him the "You deserve a chance," but he told them, "Nah, we deserve it. We deserve to have the belt back." So I was like, you right, twin. I give you that."
And if you want to know what kind of man I am, you can look at me tonight. Because I am the champion of the fucking world.
I'm on the boat with Adam Page of I'm personally not a fan, but I can understand why people are fans of his if that makes sense. Like I don't really subscribe to what he's selling, but I get people who tap in. I understand it.
I'm currently a little less on the boat, um, only because he kind of really shifted back to his original cowboy thing, like his original version of it. And I'm kind of like, I was kind of cool with you having that music that you had and coming out with a little bit of air to you, and you had your stash. Now you kind of lost the stash, and you went back to your old music. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll see if it'll catch on with me.
I will give him this. Uh, he does put on good matches every now and again. I'm like I said, not a fan, but I see how he can be entertaining to some.
Okay, so we discussed Swerve and we had the All Star 8-man tag with the Bucks, Josh Alexander and Hechicero against Brody Lee, Speedball, Kevin Knight, and Bandito. Bandito is the most weirdest luchador I've seen in my entire life because for some reason this dude is like as strong as a Cesaro, but the size of like Rey Mysterio. I don't know how it works. It'd be weird.
That's a
Like
crazy.
I be seeing this dude pick up. I know it's crazy. Like dude be picking up like 200 and like 50 to 60 pound people, and I'm just like, yo, what's happening right now?
So basically, he like Mexican Tyler Bate.
Yeah, yeah,
Tyler Bate does the
it's
same
crazy.
thing. The
Yeah,
dude is like crazy strong, even though he like 5'5", 5'6".
I miss seeing Tyler Bate on TV. Those are good times. But
Dude's good, man.
yeah, no, it was a fun little 8 man tag match. By the end of it though, they hamped up Bandito like crazy.
This is the match when I knew AEW wasn't gonna be that good tonight. It's all I had to see. I
That's
saw this. I was like, yeah, we ain't doing much tonight. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
this match had like no purpose behind it, more so just to like embarrass the Young Bucks, like in the entrance and mid match when they tried to go for the EVP trigger and then they couldn't say it because they weren't EVPs, so they were confused on what to say.
That's hilarious.
now that's
Uh,
funny as hell. I think
they stopped mid finish, like, wait, I can't say that.
they gotta tap back in with their best tag teams to revitalize that division. I mean, whether people like
They
it or
do.
not, the Young Bucks are one of their top teams. So, and it ain't just about featuring them. They got to get FTR back near the top of the fold. They got to really, they got to get what you call it back near the top of the fold. The Guns, like
That's
these are
another
some of
thing. The
their
Guns did return, so hey, they gotta
I mean,
tap
Hounds of
in
Ju-
hasn't
fully.
Hounds of
Honestly, they
hasn't
Justice,
need
that
to do
hurt?
like a
Hurt Business.
say that
Yeah,
again.
didn't they kick everybody's ass?
Who
The Hurt
Who?
Business, Hurt Syndicate, whatever they call.
So yeah, they beat up on Christian and Nick Wayne and on Speedball and Other Boy, and then that's kind of really it. They never really had like a legit tag team like really face them, and which is what MVP was preaching tonight. Like we really want to get a challenge. Can anybody take these belts off us? You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
uh, when you look at the teams that you have, there are other teams like Frank mentioned the Guns. You can mention Juice Robinson and Jay White whenever Jay White gets back. Young Bucks,
they are?
Josh
Even though
Alexander,
they're
Cesaro,
like
Brian Cage, Lance Archer.
You know who's
they're
taking those
almost
belts
like
off of them, though, right? I know Edge and Christian taking those belts off
Say that
of them,
again.
right? Edge and Christian taking those belts off of them.
You see, here's the thing,
that's
right? I
nasty
know they're
work.
gonna do Edge and Christian versus FTR, and I don't want. I just don't want. That's just something I just don't want to see. I don't need to see Edge and Christian beating the Hurt Syndicate. That's just something I don't need.
I just think Christian is
I
above
don't need that.
Edge now, which is
He
crazy
This
to
is
really
true.
say.
and I don't want him to like.
This is true.
I don't want him to degrade himself to go back to that old Edge and Christian, 5 second pose. I just don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't need that.
Christian is like
I need
this
you
is
to
helping
understand something.
Edge, but this is not helping Christian at all.
That's definitely going to happen. They're definitely going to rehash some shit from their days as a tag team.
And I feel like
If they
this
pull out
is
the
what
Kazoo,
Edge want to do before he retire and shit
I'm
too.
out. Hell no.
I
They better not
I
pull out no
promise you, this is something
instruments,
like.
no party hats,
Nah, they ain't doing all that shit. They might actually, when I think about.
twin.
I was going to say, think about it. They probably going to rehash all that shit.
Like, yeah, this seems like some
I
shit
swear
Edge
to
wanted to
God.
do with this nigga before he retire. Because Christian was
It
on some
definitely
real
does.
shit. Christian has some shit with Nick Wayne, yo. He still got some shit. Like they can't even tag right now because he still got doing shit with Nick Wayne right now.
By the
I
time
wanted
they
Nick Wayne. I really wanted Nick Wayne and Christian to take the belts off of him on some cheating shit, but
by the
it's all
time
good.
they tap in and use Edge and Christian, I don't think the Hurt Syndicate will still be tag team champions.
Yeah, you might be right.
Also, you got the inevitable breakup that's going to happen with the Hurt Syndicate with MJF being a part of that group, and now he's just won the gauntlet match to be able to cash in on the champion. Basically, that's not going to sit right with Bobby Lashley. So yeah,
I
it's it's
mean,
it's it's
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just hope that we just get this. I think the breakup will happen after MJF does get the belt, and then the Hurt Syndicate lose their belts. Um, but it's just when it comes to whatever tag teams you got, they do need to start putting a gigantic shine on that now. Since they pointed out again that hey, we need an actual challenge. Tony Khan needs to start. I don't know what he'll do if he does like a gauntlet, a tournament, whatever the hell he need to do for tag teams, just to get that going.
just booking. You don't need a tournament or no gauntlet or anything. Just booking. But start writing and booking a storyline for whoever you want to interact with them. How I would the direction I would go in personally is FTR.
Is that before or after they lose to Edge and Christian in Canada?
They're not losing to Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian are not becoming a tag team immediately. I just said that. Me and Soul both just said Christian got unfinished business with Nick Wayne. Until that is finished, teaming up, him and Christian not gonna be a team until after that. And in the meantime, the Hurt Business got the tag titles. They're gonna have to defend it against some folks. It might not start with FTR. I'm just speaking on what I would like to see. Their next program, I'm not very certain of it, who they're going to be interacting with, but I'm pretty sure they're going to beat them.
I mean, if you look at the optics, Edge got beef with FTR. He gonna need a partner,
And then Swerve and
and
Osprey just beat them for that, so they still low key can operate as a tag team as well. That could be the genesis of their breakup.
Maybe Kane comes
Os-
out.
Osprey and Swerve. That is.
Osprey look like he taking a little bit of time off, and then Swerve about to end up in the Okadaverse, wherever that leads to. Um, but I guess when Osprey does come back, I guess they could do something along those lines. It
Who won
depends. I
between
don't know. I
Okada
mean,
and Omega?
I'd rather not Okada.
Oh, so Swerve about
Yeah,
to take them
Swerve
belts
pulled
up
up
off
on
of
him
him.
today, so I think that's where they're going with that. Probably for either I assume Forbidden Door. Uh, so if that's the case,
Win, lose, or draw, they
um,
definitely finna get ready to separate Okada from the Bucks.
shoot, low key, I thought he already separated himself when he joined Don Callis, but I guess he's still cool with him.
They need to break that shit up. There's too many people in that faction. I think people miss the point of factions. They can be dominant without having a million people in them. You cheapen the you cheapen the faction the more people you add to it. It doesn't hit the same, and it's not going to be over as much. Case in point,
Nah, man,
whenever people try
Don
to
Callis got
compare,
to add in Roman Reigns and everybody
whenever
else.
people try to compare DX and the NWO, DX was always cooler than the NWO because the NWO at it at its beginning was a very cool thing, but the more people they added, the more it cheapened it, the more it took away from the aura of the group. DX, on the other hand, once DX got all its members, they didn't add nobody extra.
Well, the
It was
NWO
pretty
was
much
a was considered a wrestling promotion.
Yeah. Initially, they did present it that way, but then they start treating it like it was a faction,
You
and then they just added way too many people.
Same with the Bullet Club. Bullet Club started out with a decent amount, and then they just kept adding and adding and adding.
Exact same thing with Bullet Club. Then you end up with all these different type of iterations of the same faction. It was just like, look, PX was Triple H, the New Age Outlaws, X Pac, Shawn Michaels, China, and that was it. And that's how I always kind of look at factions. That's probably as far as it need to go. You got your main event guy who's going to be pretty much in the main event picture and who the group is pretty much hoisting up. You got a tag team, you got a mid card guy, and you even add a girl sometimes. Other than that, you don't need no more than that. Before the bloodline start adding their literal entire bloodline, that's how that faction worked. And it was pretty cool. They got Roman, they got the Usos, they got Solo. They just never added a female, but they had a manager. Less is more. Speaking of the Callis
You speak
family,
the truth. Speaking of the Callis family, Kyle Fletcher had a match with a Mascarada. I don't know, Dorado.
Mascara Dorada,
They got, yeah, they got a lot of everybody up in this company. But yeah, had a match with him. Good little match. Got him up at the paint, real clean. Best match. Best part of the match was when he lawn darted this dude into the turnbuckle. Jesus Christ, yo! I thought dude's head fell off. Brain Buster and GG's. And then he made a proclamation to Dustin Rhodes saying, "You took my moment away from me, so I'm gonna take everything from you." So it looks like Kyle Fletcher wants to be the one to end Dustin Rhodes. So hey, we'll see where that goes. You might be stealing Nick Wayne's spot on that one.
I'm not mad at that either. And you could still do the same thing with him and Sammy. That'll be a really good match.
Yeah, it would. Not mad at it. I know we didn't really get to fully. Let me see. Let me go back a little bit here. Okay, that's the main event. We'll get back to you in a sec. Okay, Tony Storm. Okay, before I get to Tony Storm, the 100K 4-way thing. Um, Tekla, is it Tekla or Thekla?
Tekla,
Yeah, she got the win. She pinned Queen Amanada after Julia Hart pulled up and spit mist in Queen Amanada's face. So
yeah, they're a
Thekla
faction
has
now.
joined
Carrie
Julia Hart.
and Sky Blue.
hmm I'm with it. I like it.
I like that. She fits with them. I like it. With
Yeah, she's
Julia being the leader, I
only, I
like
believe I
it.
checked her earlier, 32 years old.
Yeah, she older than the other two because Sky Blue and Julia still in their like early to mid 20s.
Yeah, Julia Hart probably like 23. I don't even know.
Yeah, she's super young. Julia Hart was born after 2000, so it's crazy.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, she's 23. Yeah, shouts out to them. Uh, Tony Storm. She gives her proclamation. She puts herself over, puts over Mercedes after beating her and says, "Hey, if she ever wants to run it back, the buffet's open." Um, And then soon after, when she was going to address what's next, Athena comes on the screen, and Athena pretty much lets her know, like, hey, it doesn't matter if it's tonight, tomorrow, next week, Forbidden Door, it don't matter. That belt's coming up off her.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I don't know who's going to be the one to take the title off of her, and damn sure ain't Athena.
Yeah, most likely not happening unless something completely drastic happens.
Yeah, it definitely ain't gonna be her. I think eventually who's gonna beat her for that title is probably gonna be Chris Statlander.
Which, you know, I'm fine with. I also feel like I guess they probably have to wait for her to, I don't know, get built up more again, I guess. But Megan Bain, I thought they were really going somewhere with that.
I mean, I would be super interested in that, but I feel like Chris is the woman on that roster that's the most primed for a huge push and somebody who people really get behind. So I would like to see her dethrone Tony. That would be cool and a huge moment for the company and her.
True. And she's not, I don't think she's never been a women's champion, so it could happen.
Yeah, I like Chris a lot. I think that'll be huge for her.
Especially if she ends up doing something with the Death Riders down the line. All right, I think I've addressed everything tonight. So let's get to the main event. Briscoe, Hobbs, and Adam Page against Mox, Cesaro, and Yuta. 6-man tag. The match started with like 5 minutes left in the show. So I was like, yeah, I knew this was going in the overrun. And it did, but then they ran like 2 ads during the overrun. I was like, yo, how we it's like how we get here? We in the overrun. How we run 2 ads? TBS ain't care, I guess. The was like, hey, we ain't got nothing better to do. And then I ain't gonna lie, Hobbs was getting some treatment during this match. I felt I had some racist undertones. I ain't even gonna lie, like it just there was something about it. There were 2 instances the dude got slammed into the stairs. I was like, all right, yeah, I seem to be doing just a little too much.
A little aggressive here.
Yeah, like the first time I was like, okay, fine, sure. And then having the second time, I was like, all right,
All right, what's going on
y'all
here?
doing this on purpose. But Hangman eventually rolls up Cesaro for the win, and then Moxley immediately hating pulled up on him. They started beating him down, and they beat down everybody else outside the ring, and then they started stomping on Hangman. And then the lights go out, and then the spotlight shines on the top of the scaffolding. Um, and you just see Darby Allin up there, which is the perfect distraction because when you get dragged out, Hangman swings in for a buckshot on Moxley, and then they stand tall as the show goes out as Darby stares down at Hangman and looks over at Moxley, but then looks back down at Hangman, and you know he just got his eye down there on them. So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite. It was an okay show coming out of All In. Uh, uh, it was honestly with how they kind of did the structuring of like the talking segments and the matches. It kind of felt a little dragging because there was like a whole lot going on. Like I felt like cut a promo and a promo and a promo and a promo, and then you got a match and then a promo and a promo and a promo and a promo and then a match. Like it was
I
kind of
need
weird, but I
people to
guess they're trying to
understand
like close out stories.
promos are necessary. They have to create and sell stories. If they just had a big, there's going to be more promos than wrestling on shows like this. You got always got to keep in mind, okay, that is essentially their WrestleMania that they just had. So anytime there's a big pay per view, there's going to be more promos than wrestling. Why? Because it's time to build new stories. It's not to say that there isn't going to be any wrestling. The show had what, six matches, 5 6 matches on a 2 hour show. That's plenty. But they also got to have a lot of promos because they got to start building new stories. They have to start going in new directions. Don't make sense to just have a bunch of matches and then it's just like, well, what's the story? Okay, people gave AEW so much shit about having so many matches and no story. Now they're giving people story and they still complaining. Like, yeah, there's gonna be additional storylines after our big pay per views. We're not gonna keep going in the same direction with the stories that we just ended. So yeah, there's going to be storylines. I don't find fault in that. That shit is supposed to happen. It's literally after a big show. Now, if it was no big show and they just doing that, then it's like, okay, y'all doing a lot. But it's just like, yeah, they got to start new storylines.
No,
I
that
need
I
people
do
to
get.
think
I was
critically.
more
I need
so.
people to think critically before they start judging shit like that. Like that matters. The storylines are just as important as the wrestling, and sometimes there are going to be shows. I'm not saying it should be consistent like what the fuck WWE is doing, but sometimes you're going to have a few more promos than they typically have because you got to figure out what the fuck is going next. You got to start new stories.
No, no, no. I get you. I mean, for me, it was more so a structure thing on how they like set up the promos and like where they put them at first. But for the most part, yeah, no. I mean, it was a nice little okay show that they had.
Overall, decent
It was,
show.
uh,
Uh,
yeah,
it's not. I don't know where this comes from, where everybody just expect the first show after a major pay per view is just going to be like this barn burner of a show. And it's just like, especially if they just gave you a good quality ass pay per view. I'm not saying the show should be shit, but at the same time, motherfuckers got to be patient. Motherfuckers got to be understanding. Like, okay, every show might not hit like that. Like, I think that kind of gets taken out of context too whenever people mention the Attitude Era and people seem to think like, oh, every Raw and every SmackDown was great. No, it wasn't. Now, where a good deal of them were, absolutely, but everyone ain't gonna hit, and that's okay. And this was a fairly decent show. It advanced story. It did what it needed to do. Basically, it advanced storylines. It introduced new storylines. It had returns and some more shit. Like I don't really know what more else you could ask for.
yeah. No, I mean,
It has
it again.
fairly decent.
I would say
It's always gonna have.
Kaiser definitely exaggerated when he was like, "This show's a dark AW dark." I'm like, all right, that's an exaggeration. Like it's the show was like it was an okay show. Like it wasn't trash. It wasn't like peak like oh my god, greatest thing of all time. Like, but it was an okay show. Like it wasn't bad. It did its job. It gave you building new stories towards the next pay per view, and it closed out some stuff, and then it did some fun stuff. You had your as I said, the women's the 100K match. I will say though with the 100K stuff that they be doing as of recent, I would actually gimmick it a little bit. Like have like a random sack of money or some random to like show it. Um, but besides that, I mean they got they're fine. Like for a first show back in that they did fine.
It was a good show. Like I thought it was dope. Wasn't bad. It did, like I said, it did what it needed to do. I'm not looking for another night of pay per views level shit. It does what it needs to do, which is keep me interested. It's more than what I could say for their
Exactly.
counterpart right now. I don't give a fuck about what they got going on. So yeah, they did exactly what the fuck they needed to do. Carry on. I don't know who talked to Tony or what got into Tony Khan's brain, but he has been on fire and cooking for a good while now. Tony Khan, I would say over the
2 years.
since for the last year and a half has been honestly, minus the shit last year with the whole releasing of that footage and the immediate aftermath after that. I would say for sure over the last 6 to 8 months, Tony Khan has been booking very well. I would say he's been on a level of intelligence of as far as his booking is concerned. The credit that a lot of motherfuckers was giving to Triple H of being doing a good job, that's what Tony doing right now. He's what people try to
Exactly.
credit Triple H for doing. Triple H has been god awful for a long time, and nobody wants to be honest about it. Tony been in his bag. He been in his fucking bag. But what it is because they have a larger fan base, he can do one thing. He can fuck up eight, 9 times. He get one thing right, and then people do that stupid "all is forgiven" type of attitude, and that shit is not beneficial to you as a fan. Because then he gonna fuck up a
Toxic
bunch of times
relationship.
again, and then he do one thing right, and it's "all is forgiven." Y'all
Oh,
motherfuckers is
Roman's
being
back.
in
Hey, we lit.
voluntarily being in an abusive relationship with this dude. But enough about them. AEW, man, y'all on it. I like it. I like where this has been headed. I'm tapped in. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'ma still keep saying this
You
until
heard
it
it here
happens. I
first.
know it probably won't, but I wish it would. Y'all need to find a way to tap in with Jim Johnson. I don't know who need to do it, who need to make the call, spare no expense. But man, the themes songs and sound production can definitely be improved over there for sure.
Music wise, I like a good amount of their songs. There are some that do definitely need some work. Uh, so I mean, tapping in with Jim Johnston or CFOs or shoot, you can get any current music producer that's out there
I don't
now.
know how
Like
many
hey,
times we
look
gotta say
at
to see if
Metro
those are
Boomin. You know,
longer
they can.
together.
Oh, the CFO's not together.
No, you the one that posted in the this dude. You the one that posted in the chat that they was broken up. And then you talking about oh they broke up.
Oh, I come. Hey man, I post too much, so I be forgetting half the stuff I post.
Yeah, we
Well,
talked about that
maybe
too.
offer them enough money, maybe they'll come back together. Maybe they'll come back together if you offer them enough money.
Either way, find a way to tap in because this outside of like the Hurt Business, Swerve, and like a handful of other people, a lot of them things need some work, some major work.
Just give Jim Johnston an email. Send that email to that man. Page him. Do whatever you gotta do.
You know, send them an invoice. Let's get it work.
And yeah, it's like, hey man, let's go. Like, or hey, Metro Boomin looking for a job. You know, you can call. You can call him.
Back, tap in with him. But yeah, overall good show. It was solid. I wasn't mad at it. Keep up the good work, AEW. Let's wrap this thing up.
Well, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. If you aren't new here, you know the routine. Like, comment, share, do all that good stuff for more AEW content because we will be getting a lot more in the future. This is our mainstay here, AEW. If you're looking for WWE, you probably won't be getting that with us unless something has a big change over there. But right now, we're uh, AEW counterpart as of right now. So
I mean, if anything WWE
Soul
get mentioned,
disappeared.
it's just shit on the product. I'm telling you that now.
There you go. Soul disappeared,
Until
but he
they
had to put
improve.
his input in though. So, yeah, until they improve, we'll probably won't be back. So, with that being said, I'm King. That's Frank. Kudo be back next time, and don't forget your soul on the way out.
Peace.